Hey everyone, today we're back in the HomeTown kitchen, but we've brought the kitchen outside on a beautiful day to grill some steaks with Danny Kelly. Hi Danny.
Hi Katie, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Wonderful, beautiful day.
It is gorgeous. I'm excited to learn about a special technique you have for grilling steaks.
Well, I have a technique I think that is very good is instead of just taking the steak, and what you see a lot of times is people want to salt steak right before they put it on the grill. But what I prefer is to leave it in the refrigerator overnight after salting on a cookie rack.
Oh.
And that gives the steak a deeper red, a more aged look, and actually does some aging, but it also enhances and deepens the flavor on the steak. Kind of gives it a leathery look.
That's great, and it really is very simple compared to a lot of the marinades and the processes people use, because as you can see, we're gonna salt these, but this one has already been sitting overnight.
That has spent the night in the refrigerator, uncovered, just on the cookie rack, with a little bit of kosher salt.
And I know you've done kind of the research and development for this recipe, and I love that because so many people, I think, overcomplicate grilling, and this can just be super simple.
Well, it comes down to the moisture, and you want moisture and juices in your steak. I mean, that's everybody wants a juicy steak, and if you put salt on a steak, that salt is, after about 10 minutes, is going to pull some moisture out of the steak.
Okay.
And you need to let it have, at the minimum, an hour.
Okay.
But I would say overnight at best.
Is better.
And all of those juices osmosis will go back into that meat and more or less become implanted in the meat, so that when you cook it, you don't lose any of that flavor.
That's so cool. So it really is like a fast dry aging.
Exactly.
Well, will you show me how you go about salting these?
Sure.
I would love to learn before we throw these on the grill.
And number one, the salt is important.
Okay.
And I recommend a kosher salt, something large and coarse.
Okay.
You don't want table salt or anything that's real fine.
So you want some flakiness. Okay.
And that is to do its job, to get the moisture back out. We're not really flavoring the steak with salt. It's not necessary to overdo it.
Okay.
But we're obviously going to need enough salt to pull some of that moisture out. So I like to put just a little light covering on it.
Okay.
And kind of pat it in. It just concentrates the flavors of a steak, and I think that's really interesting and really much, much better. Probably in some of the better steakhouses you go to, this is a very similar method to what they use to get that full juicy bite all the way through and that chew that you want from that steak.
Perfect. So. Well, we'll let these do their thing, and we'll throw the ones that have already been aging on the grill.
Okay.
All right, so these are ready to go on. Okay. How long will they cook once they're on the grill?
Well, I take a little different technique here. I like to do a kind of what I call a modified reverse sear, and I'll put it on at about 350 and flip about every 3 minutes.
Okay.
And not let it get too hot. A lot of people like to sear the outside, thinking that keeps the juices in, but it really doesn't. Okay. It just gives you that crust. It just gives you that flavor. And by keeping it at a constant temperature or the lower temperature, you get a more even cook all the way through the meat. And so that's the reason I like to do it that way. And so that's what we're going to do, is about 350.
Sounds great.
And I normally like the charcoal grill, but with the gas grill, you can get a more even heat. And so, again, steaks need even heat. So.
Well, can't wait to try these in a few minutes.
So we'll put these on for about 3 minutes and take a look and see what we have.
All right, so I think we're done with the first 3 minutes.
Okay.
Time to check these.
We'll take a look and see if we're getting a crust here.
It smells good.
It should be just showing up, and it is. We're getting a few grill marks. So we'll flip these.
Oh, those are beautiful already.
And give them about 3 more minutes on the other side. And we may have to flip for quite a while.
Okay.
One of the ways that you can ensure because I like rare to medium rare, but No matter the temperature, you can still cook a good steak, but I recommend a thermometer, a meat thermometer. This whole idea that you can feel the meat and do this, it just doesn't work as well. And what we're looking for is around 130
Okay.
or 125 on the center of the steak. So you can see we're at about 100 now, and we'll turn it up just a bit at the end. So.
Okay. Great. Well, we'll check it in just a minute then.
Okay, so it's been 3 more minutes, right?
Perfect.
See what we got here. As you can tell, when you're doing this modified reverse sear, it doesn't like cook them instantaneously. What I've done is I've turned the grill up to about 400. And what that's going to do is put a real good grill mark char on it.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
And of course, we want to use our trusty thermometer again and make sure that we get to the 130, 125 to 130
I was going to
for
say
a
that's
medium
pretty
rare.
close.
We'll just let that go on for maybe 2 more minutes,
Okay.
and we'll be ready.
All right, Danny, these are looking good.
They're looking great, and I'm going to just take this off.
Okay.
And this is where another really important part of this comes in, is the meat it needs to rest for about 10 minutes.
Okay.
That's when all those juices are going to go back into the center of the meat and give us that flavor that, that every bite tastes the same.
So you're telling me we have to wait 10 minutes before I can try this?
Yeah, we got to wait 10 minutes. But this is when the best 10 minutes that we've spent. So
Okay.
the resting is extraordinarily important. We just sit them there, they'll be fine, they're not going anywhere. So we can just wait for 10 minutes and then we'll slice it. If you do slice it before you let it rest, you will lose some of the juices. So you want to make sure that you can tell the juices are just pouring out.
Oh yeah,
So
it looks amazing.
it's really good stuff.
All right, well, we'll try it in just a bit. Well, Danny, the steaks have rested, and I don't think I can wait any longer.
Okay, there's one more short piece of this, and most people like to put salt and pepper on the steak before they cook it, but I prefer during the resting process to do some pepper, because then when you bite into it, you get that peppery taste, and that's just a preference of mine. But because if you put it on before, then of course the grill and the heat and all that will get rid of some of that flavor. So what we're going to do is, this is just some peppercorns, and I'm going to crush a little bit of pepper on it, and
Perfect.
again, it's just a personal preference, but I feel like, well, bam.
Yeah. Well, let's try it. All right, I'm going in.
You gonna try it?
Yes, I'm going to try it. Mmm.
It's a great way to take an average steak and make it really good.
It's great. It's juicy. It's flavorful. I can't believe all it has is salt and pepper on it. It's amazing.
Well, you can taste the steak.
It's fabulous.
It's pretty good.
Well, Danny, thanks
Better
for...
than I expected.
Yeah, you did great. Thanks for taking the time to teach us this method and get us ready for grill season.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next time in the Hometown Kitchen.